Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Beefo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition and another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Today, post-Mother's Day. I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day weekend. I know I did. A lot of good eating. And the good eating continues today on a Monday. Why not? We're up, first-time stop on the Lunchbox tour. Long-time favorite in Boca Raton, Renzo's Pizzeria, Restaurante. And we're joined by the man himself, Renzo. Welcome to the Lunchbox. We got Mike Lubitz. I can't even talk today. It's been such a weekend. But yeah, we had an exciting Panthers game last night. We got a little generosity from the refs. That was a nice thing. Yeah. Renzo, are you into hockey or any American sports, or are you like a Juventus fan, or what do we got? Like
teams,
yeah,
little sport.
You play bocce or anything, or is
no, never had time to play.
No.
When I came in this country, the only time I had work, 2-3 jobs.
Yeah,
oh, wow,
that's the old school work ethic.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, we're gonna get a little bit into your background, but man, what an amazing place you got here.
Thank
this
you.
is 6800 North Federal Highway.
6900.
Oh, well, I'm off by 100 today.
Just gonna get another glass of wine together.
exactly.
Yeah, you know what?
Settled in.
I'm gonna say Centani to you. Here's to Lubie. Here's to you're a
Salute.
smart man. You're sticking with the San Pellegrino
Yeah.
to start the week, but I got a nice Montepulciano.
Ooh,
the
that's
Abruzzo.
nice. Good for you.
And so 6900 North Federal Highway, Boca Raton. This corridor here in East Boca. I used to have an aunt and uncle that lived just in this enclave off to the east here, just off Yamato Road. And I used to spend a lot of time up here when I first came, even before I moved here in the mid 80s. And then I moved here in 89. And I guess you've been here since 1990. Is that right?
No, in this location, it's about 21 years.
21 years. All right. That's long enough.
In the 90s, we opened 5999 North Federal.
Okay.
Which was a Renzo's of Boca.
Okay. Renzo's of Boca.
And we had a Baltra at the same time.
Yeah. Nice.
So we used to do this as a pizzeria, the other one as a restaurant.
Yeah. And you're still juggling around locations. I understand now that your son-in-law and Joe is kind of overseeing a new Renzo's Pizzeria in Delray Beach.
Usually it's my grandson Lorenzo.
Oh yeah. Grandson Lorenzo.
Joe's my daughter.
Nice. So everybody's around.
Everybody.
It's a family affair.
It's family business. All right, let's go way back. I mean, you are from
Sicily.
Palermo, Sicily. That's the capital.
Ooh.
And you're going to be going back there next week? What's happening? Is that like an annual, you take the summers off?
My whole family is there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we go back every year. My kids come down and my grandchildren come down. So everybody visits when I'm there.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what's the difference in lifestyle, let's say, between Boca and Palermo, Sicily?
It's a little different.
A tad.
It's a little different.
People complain less.
Things might be a little slower paced.
Yeah.
People take their little afternoon naps.
Two different, completely world.
How much Botox is used in Palermo?
I don't even know that they know
Exactly.
what Botox is.
They don't know what Botox is.
If they do, they use olive oil.
Exactly. They're just rubbing
that's
their
the way to
Botox.
keep the skin moisturized, natural. That's all good. Oh man! So tell me your backstory. How I guess how and when did you come to the United States, and I guess why?
I came in 1967.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I was 1 year old in
Yeah,
1960.
You're very young.
Yeah.
So, and came to New York.
Yep, of course. Which
like
is
anybody else, come from Italy. First step is Brooklyn, and then you move out to your.
Brooklyn is my native land, but
you want to move on, and then I moved to Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island. As we
I
say.
opened a few restaurants there with the pizza, which I started in 1972.
Wow.
50 years later, I'm still 52 years later, I'm still around.
That's
make
pretty good.
pizza.
That's pretty impressive. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we are. It's a family-run operation. Everybody makes a living out here, out of there.
So you
We
said
all work together.
you ran restaurants in Long Island. I don't hear myself, but for a while. And there we go. Now I hear myself. But then, what brought you down to South Florida? And I guess when? And
We came here in 1984 to visit my ex-wife, family.
Mhm.
My kids were young, and they love Boca Raton. So why don't we move to Florida? So
And they like the year-round weather and the
Yeah.
winters, and a little bit better than the
So,
snowstorms in
took me
Long
a
Island.
couple minutes to think about it, see, Gledge Road, the mall, and everything else.
Yeah. Now,
I
back
said,
then,
you
it
know
was
what?
a little less crowded in
Yeah,
Boca.
yeah.
The traffic wasn't as bad.
I said, long as you guys be happy to move, as soon as your school's finished, we'll move it down.
Nice. You
So-
sold the restaurants in New York, or you
Yes,
still?
yeah.
Okay.
No, you sold
You
everything.
sold them, came down.
And,
You beat the rush because now everybody's coming down
and
to Florida.
before I moved down, I opened one little pizzeria in Gulfstream Mall, which doesn't exist anymore.
And up north in like
Boynton.
yeah, the Boynton
Boynton.
area, that whole nice
So
coastal.
we were very successful there. In 1990, I sold, and we moved to Boca.
Boca. There you go. And here you go. Ever
And-
since
and
you have a
we've been
loyal following,
Oh
right?
yeah, I still
Now,
see.
You're,
I just saw one of my clients up front
yeah.
with two big kids. I say, I know you before you
And
got
since
married.
you're like this.
Really?
Oh, since
You
the,
know,
Wow,
they're sitting
really?
right now in the front
but
patio.
isn't that the
That's
most
so cool.
gratifying part of running a restaurant when you see these families
And
not only enjoy
she
themselves,
couldn't
but then they
believe it. Said,
come.
Renzo, I got old. And I was
Yeah.
like, you got two big kids. And my God, I know you. You don't even. You would date your husband. That's another.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's a beautiful feeling.
That's what happens. People come, they enjoy, and then they come for all the celebrations, the birthdays, the graduations. The next thing you know, they're having kids.
Yeah.
So I guess Sicilian, I grew up loving Sicilian style pizza, which was kind of, the thicker square.
Yeah.
And your special,
We still make it.
yeah, and your specialty is the grandma pie,
Yeah.
which I guess is a
But we
variation.
still make the Sicilian.
The bigger puffy one. The grandma's a little
Puffy,
thinner.
light.
Yeah.
Looks bigger, but it's very light.
Well, nowadays there's this whole new fad about Detroit pizza, and you know what? Detroit pizza in my book is the same as Sicilian pizza, except they just burn the cheeses over the edges.
But
and
more or less is more like Chicago style.
well, Chicago's deep dish.
It's like a casserole.
That's a
kind of
casserole.
thing.
Detroit is actually like a Sicilian. It's got
But
a
they put
nice
sauce on
light
top.
doughy crust. There's a good place up. There's a bunch of decent places around.
I'm
that,
sure it's a lot of Sicilian Detroit, which
Yeah.
they bring.
Yes,
the
that's what it
culture.
feels like.
it was
yeah.
a bar
They brought the
actually in the
culture.
Detroit area that
Yeah.
started making Sicilian, again, a nona recipe
Yeah.
from Sicily, but put a spin on it where they baked the pie in the they call them those blue steel trays that they use on
we
the
still use.
yeah.
Oh wow.
We
Yeah.
still use those trays.
How authentic is that over in Sicily? Is that what pizza? Because a lot of the time we'll take things from other places, call it things, and then you go there.
It-
Like, no, that's not what we do here.
Really, the pizza, the Sicilian pizza, the real one has no cheese.
Okay.
Really, it's
Oh,
like a
that's
tomato
what
pie.
he likes.
I
He's
love
actually a big
that.
fan of that kind of a
Tomato.
pizza.
Yeah,
Nice sauce with lasagnas.
Interesting.
yeah.
But there's still
Do
the
they
thicker
put
dough.
any
with
basil?
anchovies.
Some basil,
Anchovies.
anchovies. See,
Anchovies.
that's
actually just
that's the
like
New Haven
Haven
style
that I
also.
make fun of you.
Anchovies, and then has a breadcrumb on top.
Interesting.
Any
No cheese.
pecorino? No grated
No
cheese
cheese,
at
not
all.
even
Maybe a
Parmesan.
little
A
pecorino
little
on top.
pecorino, because
but
that's.
no mozzarella. cheese
Really?
See, I
whatsoever.
could talk about this all day. Because
That's
that's kind of
interesting.
like
That's the real Sicilian.
I make fun of him for that because I'm American. That's interesting that I'm swine.
Manufacturer. My grandson makes a tomato pizza that he
I love that
stuff.
because there's a friend
No
of
cheese.
ours who has a New Haven style pizza shop in Fort Lauderdale, and his favorite pie, he calls it just a plain pie, where it's the same thing. It's the tomatoes, and he has one customer comes
Basil, a little bit
in, little
of oregano.
basil, garlic, and some anchovies sometimes,
Yeah.
and then a little sprinkle of the pecorino
Yeah,
cheese. And I love it.
We make some of the similar. We call it pizza fresca, has
Yeah.
onions and has no
Lighter. You don't need the, for those who
has
have
got
the
anchovies, a little breadcrumb on top, and
lower
it's,
fat, for those who are lactose
doesn't fill you
intolerant.
up.
Yeah,
Doesn't fill
yeah,
you up.
yeah. It's like a nice little appetizer. So I guess, how did you get involved with the restaurant game? I mean, did your mother cook? Was your family in the restaurant business in Italy?
Unfortunately, my mother, rest in peace, she couldn't cook.
Oh,
anything.
no?
Oh, really?
You have the one Sicilian mother who could not cook?
Which is, I got 4 sisters. They make it funny on my ex, my mother.
Oh,
rest in
really?
peace. She couldn't cook anything.
Really?
So,
That's interesting.
So did you?
unfortunately, we didn't have not much to cook in those days.
Yeah,
because
okay,
it was
yeah.
It was
we
tough
had no
times.
refrigerator. We had a little stove. So what do you really cook?
A lot of sardines or a lot of fish back
But
then.
yeah.
when you grew
This
up?
is sardines. We used to barbecue those things.
Yeah, grilled,
know.
beautiful from right out of the sea.
And
So, but how did you get into the whole restaurant
believe it or
business?
not, I was hairdresser.
Really?
Interesting.
So, how does hairdressing lead to restaurant?
I was very creative hairdresser,
Hmm.
and I was very good at it.
This was in the States, in Long Island? Or
It was in Italy, and then here too in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I was hairdresser too for a while.
Okay.
And all in one son, I met an old Jewish guy
Hmm.
that he loved to sell real estate to the pizza guys.
Okay.
We became friends. It was an older guy.
And next thing you know, he's selling you a pizza place.
No, he's, every time he used to sell real estate, the pizza people in the business or the restaurant people, they used to buy land with a paper bag of a
No cash.
couple $100,000 cash. He used to pay
Jeez.
cash.
Okay.
And he
That
got
was
so,
that kind of
he got
business.
so greedy and said, Renzo, what do you know about pizzeria? I said, I know everything. What do you know about that?
That's great.
So, I said, we
Fake
go
it till
in
you make it.
business
That's the
together.
American way. Yeah, that's
so
great.
then we go in business. I said, you find location, we open a pizzeria.
There you go.
You've
So
never
he
done
find
it.
He find a location in East High Sleep, a first store.
Yeah.
They brought me in this little shopping center, Walmart shopping center.
Waldbaum's.
Waldbaum's.
That was my favorite supermarket.
So
That's
he
awesome.
said, you like this location? It was in a shopping center. I said, how can it be wrong? But, the guy could pay $400 of rent every month.
Mm.
I looked the store. I say to the guy, I see the cash register moving. That's how many roaches he had in the
Oh,
restaurant.
jeez.
I said, just to clean the store, we got to do business here.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So what I do is we took a lease and we bumped the place for a couple months until
Yeah.
it come
And then
clean.
did you just hire the same pizzaiola, or how did you get the guys? You learned?
you want to know my story?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told the story.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'll shut up.
No,
I'm actually
I don't know how
very
to
curious.
boil a water. No, fucking pizza.
That's great.
So now it's time to open the store.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Matter of fact, I had no money, so our investment was $6,000. We put $3,000 each, and we opened the store.
Back in those days, that's some money. I mean, that's like more like
So I
50,000.
had no money. I went to the long shark and said, "Get out of here. We don't want to give you money. You're too good of a guy to
Oh, geez.
Oh,
So
no,
give
that's
you
nice.
money.
Oh, thank God.
So I said, I'm making sure I tell everybody not to give you money because you're too good
Mm.
at your honesty. So I had somebody co-sign for me for $3,000 in the
Okay,
bank.
you found a
So
sponsor.
now I
a
opened the
backer.
first pizzeria. Now I'm scared as shit because I don't know how to make pizza. I don't know how to make anything. But fortunately, I got a lot of friends in that
Right.
place.
Yeah.
And they-
So I named a few guys. One was another hairdresser like me. They used to work part-time.
Mm.
At nighttime, I have to be a hairdresser.
Yeah.
I said, Renzo, I'll help you make pizza. Another guy work, another restaurant. It was my friend. I say, I make you the sauce, no water. And I open.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
and you learn. You kind of
And I
learned as you went
learned.
along. Yeah.
So now comes Good Friday, the busiest day of the year to make pizza. My pizza man doesn't show up.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
jeez.
So I went behind the counter.
You're the
That's
man.
where the
Okay, you got
story-
thrown in. Thrown into the fire.
That's amazing.
Then-
That's great.
And then years later, Gordon Ramsay comes and says, I got the best pizza on the planet. How do you figure that out?
Yeah,
Oh,
Gordon
yeah.
Ramsay came
Oh,
in
yeah,
and
yeah, I
actually
saw
sang
that.
his
So-
praises, which
Did you tell him
pretty
your
good.
story?
It's good to have
I
him,
got
like-
a goosebump, but because we recognize by one of the
Yeah,
best
and-
chef in the world.
and that's a guy you figure he's going to start screaming and yelling
No,
and throwing
but he-
things, but he's a nice guy in person.
No, he
That's
just wanted to meet me to
Really?
know who Renzo was
Wow.
because it was in town and making a restaurant for somebody else.
Yeah.
And they order food for me every day,
Mm.
and they eat my food every day for a couple of weeks till He said, where did this food come from? I said, well, we buy from Renzo. I said, I want to meet this guy. So he
Nice.
came
That's
here.
amazing.
He came here with his entourage.
Oh, really? Like a whole thing?
Sam Gordon Ramsay. So I shake hands with him, which a few days later they interview him.
Yep.
So I met this guy Renzo in Boca. I go and I shake hands with him. I
Really?
told him shake hands with Mike Tyson. He's got the best pizza on the planet. You know, that's what
That's amazing.
So that's gratifying. It just shows, it goes to show you that in this business, you don't have to have the fanciest culinary school
Degrees.
pedigree.
You gotta have a
You
love.
can learn. You got passion.
You have to have
You know
the passion
people.
for the food
Yeah.
and what you make, and you do with love and making sure that it's
That's
the best
fantastic.
you
That's
can do.
amazing.
I love that story. Hey, we're going to take our first break, Renzo, and then hopefully we'll get to start sampling some of the food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they're bringing out some stuff.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's gonna hit. You know what? I'll do the first live spot.
Hey, we go.
We've got, and first of all, we've got.
So they want to
his
make sure we know that they
grandsons,
make
we got
fantastic
wings.
wings.
They got wings.
So I'm never going to say no
They
to
got
fantastic
arancini, the rice balls. Of
Yes,
course, I
that's a
love
favorite.
that Sicilian specialty, and
Yeah,
we love
that's
that.
a really
Looks like
Sicilian stuff.
luscious, beautiful, silky sauce on the side there.
That's
And I'm
my
sure
marinara.
we're gonna.
We
Yeah.
we did a marinara sauce for Costco for 10 years.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
really?
For
Supply
Costco?
for 10 years.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
All right,
dip
then
my,
I was going to ask for
fork into
bolognese,
that.
but if it's a world-renowned sauce, we have to go with
The
that.
bolognese sauce is inside the other.
Yeah,
It looks very smooth. All right, we're going to get more food. First, let's just put in the kind words about our friends at 954 Burger Month and visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, because it is the Burger Month going on all month long. And Burger Beast, our friend Seth Gonzalez, is having two events this week. One,
Yes, sir.
an unticketed event that's going to be up in Wilton Manors. It's called the Food Truck Burger Store. It's a new burger restaurant. It's not a food truck. A little bit confusing, but we like that here on the Lunchbox. Go online to 954burgermonth.com is the website, or vlfoodwine.com. Oh, there's a little
Chicken piccata.
little piccata. I love that. I love that. Light
Paolo's not messing
lemon
around
and
today.
butter sauce. But again, burgers is the key. Next Sunday, the 19th, is going to be the big
Plates, the whole
ticketed
thing. We're gonna get all of
event.
it.
It's going to be Burger Beast hosting his bash along with our friends at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. Going to be all kinds of burgers and other treats displayed. It's going to be starting at noon. Again, tickets available through Eventbrite, but go online to the 954burgermonth.com website. I believe there's a limited number of tickets left. That it might be selling out in the next couple of hours, let alone days. So go grab those tickets for the Sunday 19th event at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. Get the Havarti Bacon Burger, the Cruz Diablo Burger that is making its Broward debut from the Burger Beast, along with all kinds of other goodies. Again, 954 Burger Month. We love burgers. We love Burger Beast, and we love Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It's not just a one-week festival anymore. It's a year-round extravaganza celebration of food. We're celebrating food right here at Renzo's of Boca with Renzo, the man himself. We got some of his grandchildren that run the shops now. We've got Paolo and Lorenzo, and maybe they'll jump in, and we'll have them on and talk a little about the newest generations and passing the torch and all that. But we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch, with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly, and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox. We are at Renzo's Pizzeria Restaurant, 6900 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. And Renzo went off to eat a little more food, I guess, but we're enjoying some of the, I got to tell you, I'm going to sing the praises of 3 dishes that have hit the table so far. All of them excellent. Got the chicken piccata. We've got the wings. This is classic buffalo style chicken wings, saucy, plump, delicious. Let me tell you, it really reminds me of the original home of the chicken wing in Buffalo, the Frank and Teresa's Anchor Bar. Very similar style. Really good, vibrant and vinegary sauce that has a little bit of a kick to it. And the chicken wings are just like perfect. And then we got the arancini, the rice balls with the very smooth as silk marinara. And joining me now, next to me is, I guess, your Renzo's grandson, right?
I am. My
And
name's
your
Lorenzo.
namesake, Lorenzo. Yes.
Named after Renzo.
So it's, I assume his name is Lorenzo, but they just chopped it
Correct.
off. They just made it a little bit easier on
They
everybody.
they shortened it to Renzo because for some reason people always think you're saying, I don't know, like Lawrence or something else.
So you say Renzo.
Renzo.
Yeah,
It's
it
easier.
fits. If the shoe fits. Excellent. So how are you? And thanks for having us out here.
My pleasure. Thank you. I'm good. Working our tails off every day.
Yeah, how did Mother's Day go in the whole weekend? Is it crazy or?
It's the final hurrah of the year. You know,
Yeah. Well, Well, I guess, for a couple of summers there, especially during the whole pandemic, it seemed like everybody in the world was in Florida and staying here year round, and business, especially for pizzerias, was
we were
kicking
very
butt.
fortunate.
Yeah.
For
And now we welcome also Paulo,
my brother.
the other grandson, the brother. Welcome to the show. We met last month when I came in here, and you treated me to one of these grandma pies, thin, crispy, with those little streaks of the sauce, a little bit sweet sauce, right?
Yeah, it's a special sauce. It's a Sicilian sauce, not your typical red sauce that you put on pizza.
This is a big seller, right?
Oh yeah, it's huge. We
What do you
make it
think?
all homemade in house.
Corner slice or the
corner?
middle?
Come on, man.
Okay, what is it? It's not even a question.
There's no
Growing up in
You're like
Brooklyn,
doubting.
you
You're
get
like-
more crust. It's beautiful. It's delicious.
Yeah, that pizza's killer.
At our new spot in Del Rey,
Let's
one
do
of the first reviews we got was our grandma pizza, and ever since then, it's grandma pizzas all day,
right.
fresh, always in the.
Hey, Mike, I feel left out. Pass me a plate over there.
What do you need? Oh, well, I'm gonna get one. Hold on. Yeah, we'll get you set up.
Everybody's eating over here, and I'm just watching you guys.
It's like, what am I,
on.
chopped liver? What am I, a little bit of escarole and beans here? Come on. Dig in, Apollo. This is great. I appreciate the spread. I appreciate
course,
the
man.
hospitality.
We
Got a
just
little-
made those
you know.
this morning. They just came out of the oven.
Those wings are
Yeah.
excellent.
Wings
I
are
was saying it
fantastic.
reminds me of the Anchor Bar, the original in Buffalo, both the sauce and the composition, the plumpness of the wings. And so, what is it? It's a baked and fried, or just baked totally? Or
So
what?
we make the flouring ourselves in house.
Mhm.
Mix a couple spices, toss them around. We take each wing, flour it, put on a sheet pan, bake it for about a half hour, get it a little crispy, and then at the end we just deep fry them.
Mm.
We have people that like them baked, but the way you crisp them when you fry them like that, it's the best.
These are fantastic. I guess how many wings do you sell? And you've become known for wings as much as pizza? Or?
So I do the ordering here. He's doing the ordering in Del Rey, and just that little spot's already probably going through about 2-3 cases a week. And here we go through about maybe 5-6.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
We have a lot of chicken wings.
You're kind of taking the reins of the new location.
Correct.
How's it been going up there? I was able to stop in and have a slice, and an excellent slice joint. And too many of these places now, they're all fancy, and you got to order by the pie. So it's refreshing as a Brooklynite that had a slice joint on every corner to find a place that does it well. So congrats.
That's one of the things we go by, is to give you that Brooklyn, New York experience here.
Yep.
We want to give you that classic New York pie, that taste, the crunch. And, every time someone comes in, they get a slice, he goes, oh, I'm back at home.
Yep. And that location, it's just off of 95 in Atlantic. It's down, was it
Yep.
Congress Avenue?
So
Is
it's off Congress, right before Atlantic, so the
Right.
south corner. And
South
it's
corner.
doing very well, thank God.
Yeah, it's tucked in there, but I assume you got all the delivery services.
good,
Do
isn't
you
it?
have your own in-house delivery?
We do.
also?
We offer
Yeah.
our own drivers, then we also offer, DoorDash. And
See,
Grubhub
that's to
and
me,
all that.
okay, with people out there on the Let's Eat South Florida group, 152,000. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day weekend. But I implore everybody, when you have a place that has its own in-house delivery people, use that.
Take advantage of it.
Because
Yeah,
if
you're
you're
put-
within the area,
Correct.
why
You pay
give
all
the
those
extra
prices.
money to, you guys,
Well,
the
it's
Uber
cheaper.
Eats,
You understand the Uber jacks up the rate.
Dude,
Well,
you're paying 20-30%
Uber-
more on
And you pay a
online
delivery
ordering.
fee.
Uber
Correct.
charges
And you hurt
them
you
a
guys.
commission, so they have to put the rates a little bit higher on
Sure.
those platforms, and people are just so stoned or stupid
Do you want
that
to hear
they
the
go
stupidest
ahead,
thing that
go
happened
ahead.
yesterday
Yes,
on Mother's Day?
do not.
I got a lady, she calls probably 2-3 times a week.
Okay.
She always calls here.
Right.
For some reason, yesterday she goes, let me order on Uber. She orders on Uber. It's a simple pizza. It's an arugula pizza, half black olives.
So you knew it was her.
Yeah.
Yeah, same pizza all the time.
So she calls me 45 minutes later. She goes, where's my pizza? I said, Laura, you ordered it through whatever, Uber or DoorDash.
Yeah,
One of the,
they're all the same.
She goes, oh, I didn't know that. I said, how do you not know that? I said, you call me every 2-3 times a week. She goes, oh, I just went online. I said, all right. She calls me 5 minutes later. She goes, I got to tell you something. I said, what happened? She goes, the lady who dropped off the pizza came on a scooter with the backpack.
No, for a pizza?
Dude, she pulls the pizza
Oh
out.
my God, like
a
sideways?
school book.
No.
Get this. You ready? What she tells the driver told the lady when she opens my, she goes, where's my tomatoes? Where's my arugula? She goes, it's in the bottom of my backpack. Would you like it?
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Are you serious?
I look at her. I said, Laura, I said,
Lesson learned. I hope.
yeah.
Oh,
And she
And
goes,
again-
why was the pizza like $4 or $5 more? I said, you ordered online.
Right.
I said, you paid
When
the
you-
fee.
There's a middleman. When there's a middleman,
Everything's jacked up.
everything
Always.
gets jacked up.
And that's
You
fine,
also
again.
lose the quality control because
exactly.
Yes.
once that leaves here, it's in their hands, and you guys have no control about where they go.
Oh, of course not.
What they could be coming, they could be delivering it on a unicycle for all
Correct.
you know, and it's just like it's so frustrating to me because these people, I don't know if they just don't understand, or they get these people have coupons from Uber Eats and they get these
Correct.
promotions.
my
and no
wife
fees.
pays a fee.
yeah,
I
but
do-
guys, you say $5, you're spending 10 just to
Yeah,
like.
yes.
That's
And-
what I'm trying to
and-
explain to people.
And your pizza is not getting from point A to point B.
Correct.
They could be going around
They
and they're
take
doing
other
500
deliveries, they are.
pickups.
stop at
They are.
other
You
Absolutely.
restaurants.
lose that personal touch. Please, people,
Correct.
just if a place has,
If,
I
yes,
understand
not everyone has.
I-
it.
I
That's fine.
understand.
Correct.
that some people need to use these services because they're,
You
incapacitated.
can't get
they
around, and
can't
not everyone has a
drive.
delivery.
But if you have a place that's local, that is within
it's a
your
pizza
delivery
place,
zone,
They have a delivery.
there's Chinese restaurants and pizza places. We're the
My
first
wife does that all the time. I'm like, babe,
delivered
like, come
goods.
on, I'm picking up the pizza.
So that's my
It's a
tip
pizza
for the
place.
day.
So-
Fool me once, shame on
Yeah, of
me.
course.
Fool me
Shame on me.
twice, shame on you. But like, please, these guys have in-house delivery, and just
there's
what
ever an
call
issue,
on the
too,
phone, or you
it's
do it
fixed
also
on the spot.
Pick all our menus between both locations. We offer in-house drivers. They're all great people. Sal's been with us 8 years. The other guy's been on and off other locations 10, 12 years.
That's great.
We got family friends that we've known since I'm 31. I grew up with these kids that now work with us. We do 5-6 mile radius. There's no
Yeah.
point in paying
Right.
$15-$20 more
Yep.
for something
Right.
that, and you
But
got people that care.
people
with
have
us.
become conditioned to just
Yeah, look at
convenience.
COVID.
They
Go on
just
your
they
phone.
just go on their apps and they don't
Totally.
even
Look
try
at
to.
COVID. You think people come in here and have a conversation in the restaurant anymore?
Oh, no
it
way.
kills me, man. People that I used to talk to all the time, watch their kids, hang out, play.
Yeah.
They're all on the phone now. They don't have to speak to each other.
Oh no. Well, I saw a thing. I should talk to Renzo about this, but it was a restaurant in Italy that basically said you're here to
They
eat.
take the phone, right?
and
Is there a
convert.
place? There's a
They-
place that are trying to do
They
that.
they
They
they don't
should.
take
They're
it.
locking.
They
Okay.
ask for voluntary compliance. They said if you put your phone in a little cubby hole, a little locker on your way
You get a
in,
glass of wine. or
we'll
something.
give you like a free glass of wine or a
Oh,
bottle
man,
of wine
sign
for
me
the
up.
table.
If anybody
You
walks
should
through this
try that.
door and they hand me their phone, I will give you a glass of wine on the house. I will jump for joy.
All right, you heard it on the record. On the lunchbox first, Paulo at Renzo's of Boca
That'd be
says
incredible. It'd bring a little more
get
socialization to the world.
some
man.
of those pouches like they have the concerts
Like
where
at
they
the
make you
concert,
seal it
yeah.
up and just like get off the phone, look at each other, have a conversation.
Be present.
Look, it's wonderful if you got a toddler, a 2-year-old who you need
It
to
makes life
occupy,
easier. That's fine.
and they can sit at the table without screaming their heads off for an hour. But for
Yeah.
adults,
I got
or
a 2-year-old and
teens-
an 8-month-old. I know how it
Yeah,
is.
you know.
Yeah.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Trust me.
well, I got an 18-year-old, and sometimes she's just looking down. And I said, come on, Natalia, come on, talk you better than that. Let's have a talk.
Listen, you eat with your eyes. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at a screen, you don't know what's coming to the table. You're taking a bite. You don't know if it's good or not. The first thing you do is you look at the colors of the food. Look at how it's presented. That's it's a big thing in food.
Oh yeah, and look, I love the color. Look at this. We got a nice array here going.
Yes.
We've got the
Very bright.
beautiful bright red sauce of the marinara with the kind of a yellowish, creamy
And what- so-
arancini.
so
Why
what
is this a little
bolognese
different
is that?
than a
It's
lot
a
of the
little
ones I
different color.
see?
The bolognese is homemade,
Mhm.
and it's a
Sicilian secret.
You don't have to give away the whole thing,
I
but-
can't tell you what he puts in the rice, but that's
Okay.
the difference you're
Okay, so
tasting
he does
right
do
now.
something different.
Yeah.
Is it an arborio rice or some
I
sort of
can't
special?
tell you. I'm not
Well,
gonna
you could tell
you.
me, but you'd have to kill me. That's okay.
Listen, maybe when everything comes off, I'll
It's
tell
all
you.
good. No, we got that. We've got the kind of incandescent orange of the beautiful buffalo wing sauce. We've got an unbelievably good, crispy, thin. Again, a square pizza, the grandma pie, but it's thin.
Yep.
It's like a cracker matzo pizza
Oh,
almost,
dude,
but
that's
much
Mike,
better than
that's all.
matzo.
That's all. This kid. Yesterday, I called him. I didn't have a prep guy show up on Mother's Day. I said, Lorenzo, how do you make the dough? He goes, you don't know. I said, it's been maybe 6 years since I made a dough. So I just went through the rhythm of it on the phone, and look how it came out yesterday.
It's beautiful.
He's got the touch. When it comes to pizza, man, you're not gonna find somebody better. I'll
Now
tell you
we're
that.
in this back room. Do you have like service here every night, or is
Every
this-
night.
Okay, and this is more of like a what you call a fine dining
Yeah, it
experience. You
opens
sit down, tablecloths.
4:30. We
White
close
linen.
about 10 on the weekends, 9:30 during the week.
And I love this vibe because up front you got the classic, pizza parlor
Yeah.
where you
Yep.
just kind of grab your slice or your hero or whatever you call it in sub. In Brooklyn, we called it heroes.
Yeah, you
of
get
course.
I get hoagies, you get subs,
Yeah.
let me get a
Some
roll,
grinder.
a grinder.
But that's up front, and you got kind of quick and more casual. But then back here, you have a family meal. Put away the phones. He's going to give you a glass of wine. He said it.
Listen, I'll honor it.
Just
You come
drop
in
it.
here, you hear me that phone.
And he's not even going to data mine it for the information. He'll shut the
Yeah,
phone
don't
down.
worry. I'll just go buy a car or two on a couple different Apple Pays. Don't worry.
Oh man! So we're at Renzo's at Boca, and then I haven't even gotten into the chicken piccata, but I love just the kind of lighter side, a little bit of the butter. And
You're
they've
gonna
got
taste
plenty of
something different in
capers.
the pasta.
Oh, it got an angel hair.
We
too.
don't use your traditional Barilla or Di Cecco. We use something that's imported straight from Italy.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That pasta has
those
two
are
ingredients. That's it.
okay. Those two you mentioned, Barilla and Di Cecco, are imported from Italy, but they're a little bit more industrial factory made.
Correct.
This, all right. I'm going to go in. Well, you know what? I'm going to pace myself.
Yeah,
Take a
your
deep
time.
breath. Going to put in a good word about our friends at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Kevin sent me the nicest email yesterday. He's the owner. He runs 4 Batch locations around South Florida. There's one in West Palm Beach and in Delray, downtown Brickell, but Fort Lauderdale is the one that's near and dear to me. 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. They got free parking in that garage, and the apartment complex is right on that side street. Makes it very easy. No hassle parking, 4 hours of free parking. You go in there, lunch, dinner, weekend brunches. They had a great weekend brunch going. I know Val was in there, my girlfriend,
nice.
with her 2 daughters-in-law, and they had a fantastic time on Saturday. They celebrated Mother's Day a day early. And again, Kevin, he's getting it done. People are writing it up on the Let's Eat group. He takes such great care of people. And again, he's really invested in making this place work, getting people to come spread the word, whether you're vegan, vegetarian. He's experimenting with all kinds of new
awesome.
dishes.
Yeah, he's doing different stuff.
Southern
That's
food is
awesome.
not
And
just
their southern food's great,
it's
but they
not
do a lot of
just
different stuff.
heavy, stuff. You can get a nice salad. I think Val said she had the burrata salad the other day. They also had some of those eggs Benedict with the on the fried green tomatoes with the
That's a
shrimp.
nice little mixture.
Beautiful.
That's
They
nice.
got all kinds of great dishes. Inventive cocktails with their small batch whiskeys, the pecan whiskey with those pecan whiskey sour with a little bit of the foam on
If you
top.
ever head down that way, you should try it out. It's great.
Good stuff. And again, we love Batch. Go in there. Open 7 days a week. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, Lubie, let's take another break, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to dive into this special angel hair pasta. That's the side of the chicken piccata here at Renzo's of Boca after these words. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. A sophisticated setting, I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox at Renzo's Italian Pizzeria and Restaurant, Boca Raton, 6900 North Federal Highway in Boca. And we're having a fun time with, first we chatted with Renzo. I think he must have already flown off to Italy because he lost them. But that's okay. We got his grandsons who are running the shops here in Boca, and, of course, the new pizzeria location that's in Delray Beach. My man Dickstein has been hitting it a lot. And he sings high praises, and Dickstein is pretty discerning when it comes to his pizza slices. So, yeah, we're here with Lorenzo, the grandson, and they don't call you Renzo Jr., do they? It's always Lorenzo, or
some people like to use the junior.
Yeah,
but a lot of it's Lorenzo.
And then your brother Paolo. Obviously, you probably have a little bit of a lunch rush. I didn't know how the day after Mother's Day goes.
They've been busy. I got here an hour or so ago, and it's been consistently busy.
You guys do a pretty steady. I mean, what's the biggest? Is it bigger for lunch, dinner?
Oh,
both?
so it depends on the day usually.
Yeah.
In summertime, which is our slow season, sometimes lunch will save you. Lunch will be super busy. You got all the big caterings, and then dinner time, you kind of just relax a little bit.
Every day is like a guess, right? How do you deal with staffing and stuff like that when it's such a kind of every day is a mystery?
Keep your staff, keep them happy, and then, you just got to take care of them. And then when season comes around, when you're busy 7 days a week, they take care of you.
This seems like a place that has like a loyal following, and is the same apply with the staff here? Have there been a lot of long timers that? Paolo's back. He's got dessert. I'm not up to dessert yet. That's in the last.
And is this yet?
Oh, okay, look at that. Oh, he is busy. He's getting a little slant. Paolo's back. He's got a delicious looking cannoli.
This cannoli
looks like a homemade.
I had to bring the cannoli out because there's something.
The microphone helps him.
Okay.
So
sorry, you guys in New York vibe. Like the New Yorker in the king.
You're doing great. All right, put the mic up near your mouth, and then we're even boom.
We got the whole set. Look at you.
I'm gonna butcher it pretty bad.
Okay.
But there's something special about that cannoli.
Okay.
One, as you guys, Renzo told you his background story earlier.
Yep. He pulled all of this out of his rear, to be brutally honest, and he's become one of the best pizza makers in all of America, if not the world.
It sounds about right.
According to
That's what he said. He said it. It's his story.
It sounds about right. I can't lie to you there. But that cannoli, the shell, is actually from his hometown in Sicily.
Okay.
If you look at the box, it says made in San Ciparello, which is literally his hometown. And that cream comes right. We just got a new cream that literally comes right off of the boat from Italy.
Oh wow! So you're doing it all old school style,
straight out of
Sicilian,
100%.
straight up. I'm gonna get there in a minute. First, I'm going in.
So I already took a bite of it. This piccata is fantastic.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Like I usually lean franchise because I didn't always grow up
the capers,
as
man,
a
the
caper
saltiness.
guy. But as I've gotten older, it just hits, as they say, hits right. Like it's, and the pasta's fantastic. I'm not going to ask what's different about it. I don't want to get got it, as they say, but it's fantastic, and it's a perfect combination. And Mayo's not wrong. Like the colors, and you talked about it, and it's something my family's actually been good about. As much as we're on our phones all the time, whenever we go to a meal, no one touches their phone. We're really good about that. This is why. Like the color differentiation from all the dishes, it adds to the eating experience.
Of course, man, 100%. We have eyes for a reason, no?
Yep.
You got, like, when I go out to eat, if something, even if I have good service but the food doesn't talk to you.
Yeah, that's everything.
There's no,
it's
let
me tell you something. This food speaks to me, and it's saying, eat me, eat more.
Listen, there's about
88
items on the menu, so keep eating. Don't worry.
No, and again, you can tell when a place is family run and it has soul.
100%.
Look, there's some Italian places that have opened up now. It's a mystery to me why anybody would go to a chain pizzeria in South Florida. Look, I understand if you're in in the middle of Nebraska or something.
Yeah, you have a Papa John's or you have a
But in South Florida, whatever. I don't see how any of those chains survive. And there's also like a new Italian restaurant concept that has just been opened in Fort Lauderdale by the same people that run Cheesecake Factory.
I did not know about
And
that.
their food is actually pretty good, but it has no soul. It has no
Yeah.
life. It's a big corporate place that.
Listen, make sure my wife's not watching. That girl literally DoorDashes Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Two,
What do
3
we
times
say
a
about
week.
DoorDash?
I know.
He was at the
I'm a
Cheesecake.
hypocrite. My wife spends all my money on DoorDash.
Yeah, that's why you bitter. Yeah,
I know.
The other reasons. My wife's the same way. Don't worry.
Well, Lubie was with some family at a Cheesecake Factory yesterday, but this new North Italia concept that people don't even realize that Cheesecake Factory is behind. And again, I had some of their food at some of the food festivals. I still haven't been to the actual restaurant that opened up because it's 2 blocks from my man Heritage, Reno Cerbone down in Fort Lauderdale. He's killing it. He makes great pizzas and pastas, and his dad owned Pizza Time for a long time in Coral Springs and Boca Raton. And it basically,
Go around front, just take a seat wherever you
if
like.
I have a choice of going to a small independent family-owned place or going to a chain, even if the chain has well-trained people and has great food, I'm still going. It feels soulless.
Yeah.
And again, in the case of North Italia, somebody just wrote on the group the other day is that it felt a little bit soulless.
So I had an experience this week, and I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to say anything because my in-laws and my wife and my sister-in-law enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm not going to, and it was fine. But I guess I'm now spoiled. First of all, you're spoiled because you eat this food all the time.
We're spoiled.
Right?
There's no way
I'm
to run it
spoiled
down.
because I do this every day now. Okay, so I get to go to a lot of different places that do ridiculous food, and it's whatever level. I don't know fancy or not. It's just all levels and all genres of food now too. So I don't know. I want to.
He's really raised his game. He used to not even know the difference between
a linguine and an angel hair.
Yeah, he's.
So I don't know if I have expertise, but I have experience, right? Like, and again, I don't turn my nose up. I'm the first guy to get fast food, if I'm running late.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I don't judge what people eat, how they eat. I don't care any about that. But doing what I do have some experience now in eating here and eating there. So my sister-in-law is a little bit, yes, it's ridiculous. My sister-in-law is not as wide open in her taste, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, if I do this, I know some places. Yeah. And again, I have nothing wrong against chains. We actually work with some chains, but again, the chains we work with are owner operated. Each single one is owner operated. So that's treat it that way. They treat it like that.
You see, you got the boss, the owner, whoever it is that is there leading the group, you're already winning. You're already a step ahead of the game. Because one, you're going to get your employees to work better. You're going to bring a feeling that a lot of places don't have anymore. And that's just, to me, that's a big thing. If I go into a restaurant and I see the owner working, to me, that shows you.
That's one thing we strive for
your
here.
staff is going to be great. The food's going to be on par all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting because they genuinely want the place to succeed. They have a passion to be there.
Right.
And I think that's why Renzo's always done so well.
Yep.
Because, it started with him. And
let me ask you about your grandfather. So, he seems like a pretty hands-on guy. He's involved. He's passionate. What does he do for all these months in Sicily? Does he have the capability of just sitting back on a lounge chair and sipping a drink?
Regularly, like texting.
You know what's funny? The guy, we love each other. It's funny. He literally will never call me while he's over there, never bother me. He'll just say, do whatever you got to do. And then he'll call my brother every day, 10 times a day. Just to chit chat.
Okay.
He goes crazy over there. There's nothing to
I will
do.
say,
Oh, he's bored.
Renzo in Sicily is a completely different person than Renzo in Boca.
Okay, so maybe he embraces it.
But he has another gear. He's able to kind of embrace the European heritage and lifestyle. Where
he's got his sisters there, his nieces, nephews.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's got a big family.
He's just so
that's good.
involved.
That's good.
Yeah. I've got to get back to Italy. I haven't been there in over 20
my wife
years.
and I want to go and rent a car and drive north to south because when you start thinking of all the places to go, it's impossible to do it.
You want to go everywhere, but you can't.
Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Is they have all the trains now, the whole system. They even got the train that goes from Sicily to Italy now.
Yep.
Are they actually like working and not on strike? Because it seemed like every time I went to Europe, I was a student there. I spent a semester in London, and then I traveled around on the Euro Pass, and it seemed like in Greece, Italy, and France, every other day there was a strike. And then you just say, wow, all right, I can't go anywhere. I might as well just go to the local cafe and pub and just get shit. Get a little bit drunk.
You're not wrong.
You embrace that whole attitude of, okay, well, all right, the workers aren't working
today. It is what
today.
it is. Yeah, that's the life over there. Yeah, it's just slow pace. It's
slow pace.
It's different, man. You live for good food, a good time,
Yeah, they
And
have
that's
a
it.
balance, a whole work-life balance. Again, I love the fact that like everything shuts down in the middle of the day and they take their afternoon siestas.
Which I don't know how that works, because if you shut me down for 2 hours, I'm not getting back to work. I hit that pace and I'm done.
It's the balance. Like you have a nice lunch and you have a little wine, and then like all the shops are actually closed like from 3 to 7.
Mhm.
You go back, you take a little nap, you do a little afternoon delight with whoever your companion is, and you sleep like a baby for 2 hours, and then boom, 6 o'clock you wake up and you go out for the evening from 7 to 10.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the lifestyle over there.
But think about it. What came first? Europe.
Yeah,
That's the
the way the
civilization.
world
That
was.
exactly.
it's,
So I mean, you know, we this is a great country and
We
we
screwed it all
work. We have the opportunity to really make something of ourselves here, but we're too fast paced all the time.
Yeah, you gotta. Well, look, I'm living proof. I gave up the fast-paced life, and now I go around and I eat lunch every day. That's how I'm able to eke out a living. It's fantastic. Again, we're at Renzo's, Boca Raton, 6900 North Federal Highway. We're with Lorenzo and Paolo. They're the grandchildren of the family patriarch Renzo, who you could catch in person here for just a few more days. He's going off to Italy for his annual kind of R&R. And keeps him fresh, and he'll come back. He will be back in the fall.
Yeah, he's
September.
Yeah, he's thinking might be a little long. He's building a home. He's getting some stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say let's push
Wait
it
till
about
the end of
October,
hurricane
November.
It's all good, but man, this stuff. What a feast! What a delicious thing! This tiramisu, by the way, it is fantastic. It's exactly the style I like, where you got the creaminess and kind of a nice layers of the mascarpone cheese and the rum-soaked ladyfingers, and then it's got a nice chocolatey. A component to it. I had a tiramisu over the weekend. You know, I've been eating out a lot, and it was impressive looking, but it just was a little too. I don't know. It didn't have that.
Missing something.
It was missing something. It didn't have enough of the mascarpone to my mind.
Well, that's what I was saying about my experience Saturday. The food was good. The vibe was great. Everyone had a good time.
Why are you protecting the guilty?
Well, because it wasn't bad.
60 vines in Boca
60
Raton.
vines. Because we're in Boca, actually.
I was waiting for something like that. I was hoping he's gonna let it go, because I'm over here itching to try to get the name.
It's like a 60 vines refers to like they have like
But it's
60
Italian
different,
food.
60 different
wines.
It's the wines.
Yeah.
It's
The
the
cool
wines.
thing about
It's
them
Italian?
is
It's
I didn't
family
realize
style, right? Like you go and you kind of all
No, it's more.
it
like
was the
appetizers.
wine thing.
It
The
opened
wine
up-
thing was
I know I had people that were asking me to go out there and check it out.
I've yet to go. My father's been
that-
there twice.
Yeah.
He's had mixed reviews on it. He said one day it's good, the second
the
time
wine's
it was
cool.
off.
They do wine they do 2.5, 5, 8 ounce, and then
Oh,
a
so they do
bottle
something
pours.
like tap then, because tap
Yes.
have you can do like
You can do
beer
like
shot.
flights.
Yes, exactly.
So it's cool.
Correct.
My in-laws love wine, so it's cool from that point.
Oh,
But
I'm
the
so
just
excited.
eat it.
Paolo.
Just
No,
eat
I
it.
got the clean fork here.
This is yours then.
Thank you, my
I got the second setup because I'm prepared on the Monday.
friend.
And I didn't even notice, but the little chocolate chips were hidden in there. But you got that. Some people make it the pistachio. Like that's a traditional method. But
If you're gonna try and make that, I mean, to us it's different, man. You know, we've had the real off the street pistachio cannoli.
right,
So if someone's gonna try here and it doesn't live up to what we know,
Yeah, it hurts.
it sucks because I have to turn it
just
down.
gotta
Already,
crack
it stinks, but
I
it is what it
you
is.
kind of crack it like a stone crab. You just go right in the middle,
There you go. You
and
crush
and
the
that's
crap out
it.
of
And then I'm gonna have this side, Lubie. I'm gonna first take a bite of just the
Why does he
cream.
get the first bite?
He's
because-
Mayo. It's his show.
It's my show.
I cede to him. But anyway, so the food was
He's a
good.
rising
The
food
experience
star,
was
but
good. It was. They all enjoyed it. But what you guys are saying is what I felt. It
Yeah.
was every dish was missing something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
I
my
was
God.
just like, it's okay. They're like, this is great, and I didn't want to. That's why I'm not, because they enjoyed it. So it wasn't a bad
you
experience.
can't bash it, because at the end of the day, out of your whole group, like you said, they genuinely wanted to be there. They enjoyed the food and the vibe.
And there was
It's-
nothing wrong with it. And they probably will go back, and I'll go back with them. But when I know places like this exists, it's hard for me to go there. That's my thing.
Honestly, I tried. We're talking about that plaza.
Yeah.
The new restaurant on the other end of that plaza that took over Joseph's. I'm not going to name anything.
I don't know.
Right.
You
I
know
don't even know. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm distracted.
You've lost
I'm
him.
having a food gas right now.
You're lost in the sauce
This
over
is
there, man.
so good. All right. I got to interrupt for a second because singing the praises of this thing, you can really taste the kind of Sicilian authenticity in that shell. There's something about it. It just has that kind of little rustic, like
Exactly. That like little burnt cinnamon, that little like char to it.
it's excellent. And the cream, you can tell this is a true Italian cannoli, or cannolo, singular. Cannoli is plural.
Yeah, correct. He
But-
knows a little bit, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Not bad for a Jew from Brooklyn.
Listen,
my neighbor who was half Italian,
I've
half
been-
Jewish. I
I've-
should have been born Italian.
I've
I love it.
inherited
I
a
eat
Brooklyn
pasta
Jew.
every
My father-in-law straight from over there. He's good people, though. I
Yeah.
gotta say.
So, all right. And I got to digress for a second because maybe a week or so ago, one of the admins of the Facebook Let's Eat group, who is one of the senior editors at the Sun Sentinel, where I used to work, his name is David Schutz. And he was bemoaning, I guess he's a Boston guy, and he likes Mike's Pastries in the North End. And he was bemoaning, oh, there's no good cannolis down here in Florida. He posted something like, where do you find a good cannoli? And I was like, dude, I said, there's a lot of good cannolis down here, like anything else, you Northeast whiners. Like, you just got to know where to find it.
Yep.
And, my place, because I live down in Hollywood, is Mimi's Ravioli, and they do a fantastic job. They have you could actually buy it by the bag,
Yep.
buy your empty shells, and fill
They
it
make the
yourself at home.
raviolis. They make the cannoli.
They do
creams,
things
yeah.
proper. All right, so like that was my number one, and he said, "Oh, I've never been there." It's like, well, you got to go, and don't be indicting the whole South Florida cannoli scene if you haven't even been to Mimi's. And then I rattle off a couple other places. Runway 84, my friends over there, Anthony Bruno and Mark Falsetto, they have a good cannoli for dessert. Our friends over at Stromboli's in Plantation. He also has, when you walk in, they just see the case of the
Does
empty
Stromboli's
shells.
have another location in Boca?
They
recognize
did.
the name.
Yeah. It's out in West Boca.
Yeah.
Near
You know what used to be there
441.
before them? Renzo's.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny. Well, we know
We ended
the
up.
owner.
He had a partnership
Nick.
that went sour.
Yeah.
So he said, you know what? It's not my scene right now. So
All right.
it was a Renzo's for a long
and these
time.
things,
They picked up
places come and
that
go, but
location.
I'm sorry, Stromboli's down
They do a
in
nice cannoli.
Plantation Fountain Shops. They have a nice cannoli there, and then this one now is vaulting to, if not the top of the list, like
That was fantastic.
It's,
It actually looks
this is great. I'm gonna
like
I'm
a
gonna
custard
be
almost,
bestowing
like
it
very
over
luxurious.
to you, Lubie. It is
It's got
just
that little that you'll when you taste it.
Luscious
It's got
cream.
that little like thickness of it.
Well, that's what it
it's
looks.
good.
It looks
Yeah.
thicker than a lot of
Yeah.
cannoli creams.
it's delicious, and you know what?
that's
All these people rhapsodize about. Look, I grew up in Brooklyn. There was a place called Aliotto Pastry. I love their
Well,
cannolis.
obviously.
You got Ferraro's in the city. You've
Yeah.
got a couple of old school bakeries in Boston, North End, Mike's, and I forget the other one, Modern. But this is every bit as good. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's like the thing I love about food. It's not a zero-sum game. Just because somebody has something that's great doesn't mean the guy
No one
down
else
the
can be
block
great.
can't have something that's
Correct.
great too.
Exactly. Everybody's got their own touch to something.
Yeah.
We could do one thing amazing, and then the guy down the street does one thing that's different, that's better. It's food. It's an art.
Yeah.
Even when he
That's-
makes a pizza, I'm not going to make the same pizza that this kid makes. He's not going to make the same pizza.
Right. It's a little bit subjective. And
Exactly.
some people might like something more than the
You
other.
might
but-
have Picasso pizza sitting next to you, but that's my opinion.
And this grandma
He's
pie was
biased.
excellent. The chicken,
Everything was
everything's great.
fantastic.
And I
I'm
can't
not
believe we're
biased.
almost done.
200-300 pizzas every
It's-
Friday. you
We got to
make
take
her.
we got to take one more break,
Yes.
and then we got to get to our contest winner,
me
the
them
Sunday
contest
brunch at Gulfstream 10 Palms.
I
It
didn't
was
get to go in this contest. You didn't tell me nothing.
well, every week it's
Every
open
Friday
to all viewers.
One
And we
to
go
two.
out to
Give it away.
Gulfstream 10 Palms restaurant there at the
we
racetrack
do.
down in Hallandale every Friday, and we do a Sunday brunch contest in conjunction with our weekly shows down there, where we have a series of questions where you come up with a restaurant, and then you have to pick the winner of the featured horse race of the week, and then we have a tiebreaker that this time of year it's usually been a NBA playoff game. In the fall, it's usually a football game. The
Nice.
Dolphins score, and if you get all three components right, you end up winning Sunday brunch package for two.
Oh.
at
Are you watching
10
my kids
Palms.
if I win?
You can bring them.
You can bring the kids.
No.
That's
One
That's
of you
your
watching
choice.
them.
That's
That's
your
it.
choice.
Well, once I've gotten into it, I might as well just go over last week's winners. It was another interesting, heated contest, and I think we're going to be having a kind of Drake versus Kendrick Lamar rap
What's
beef.
been good?
Wow.
I've been seeing that all over the
Because
internet.
we have some like percolating, I'm not going to say bad blood, but some resentments because there's one of our contestants, I'm not going to name names, Joanne.
Don't
She
get on
has
your
a-
bad side
She
now.
has a beef because there's a family that has like 4 different people. There's a husband and a wife, and they have a sister. And again, the rule is each individual is allowed to submit a contest entry. And she thinks that it should be one per household or one per family. I got no way of monitoring.
How would
that.
you even know?
To me, it's like the election. You got one person, one vote,
Yeah,
one
that's it.
entry, one person.
You can bring whoever you want.
And so, of course, we ended up with 3 people that went to the tiebreaker this week. First of all, in keeping with the Mother's Day theme, and I went with a Italian restaurant that I thought was well, you know what? I can't even judge it. I never went there. It was in New York City in Times Square. When I was growing up, it was known as a tourist trap, and I always stuck to Brooklyn. Mama Leone's, because Mother's Day we went with the mother's theme. So Mama Leone's. Yeah. And a lot of people got that. Nobody picked the winner of the feature race, the 10th race at Gulfstream, the Royal Palm Juvenile Stakes, 5 furlongs on the turf for 2-year-olds. It was a wide open field. It was a $35 horse that won, the number 7, second week in a row with the number 7, a long shot, won the race. This week, nobody had the number 7. It means we went to the number 2, second place finisher, which was number 5, which was my pick, Reach for the Rose. Again, my hunch play, because my daughter Natalia Rose. That was a 10-1 shot. 3 people had number 5. So they went to the third tiebreaker, which is the result of Saturday night's Celtics-Cavaliers game. The interesting thing is Joanne was one of the 3. She picked the Cavaliers, as did the other, our friend Ken Rosen. Ken was in. Ken, so close. They had the first 2 components, but they both went the Cavs. And the winner, Eric Koch, had Celtics by 7. It was Celtics by 13. So Eric Koch, congratulations, Joanne, again. Keep trying. One of those Koch people, maybe
they'll bring you
pretty soon. They've all won, and then they're not eligible to enter for 3 months after that. Exactly. So keep trying, and everybody, let's just keep good humor about ourselves. All right, let's take before we get to the final break. Today's the day, Lubie.
It starts today.
We're talking about our friends at Tropical Acres. It's a Tropical Acres Monday. Have you ever been there? 75 years anniversary. They just celebrated. Steakhouse incredible. Down in my neck of the woods, Griffin Road, Old Fort Lauderdale, technically now Dania Beach. They had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Couple of different opinions on the Let's Eat group, as usual, because it is a polarizing place, and the Studiales are okay with that. But this was the beef that was on there from yesterday. A guy went for the first time. He's lived here since 1970. And, I don't want to get into complaints because the place is great. But he didn't speak up when he could have spoken up to try to correct some things that he found. I freaking hate that. I'm not even in the business. I would slap these people upside the head all the time.
When you guys can and would help.
I was like, the guy was complaining that his lobster tails were too tough and that the steak was undercooked. I was like, well, did you call anybody over and say, can you kind of put a little bit more fire on that steak and get it to medium well? And I'm not happy with these tails. And they would definitely offer you a replacement dish because that's the way they do it.
Restaurants will, though.
Of course.
They'd rather you leave happy than leave pissed 100%. Off and not say anything.
Thank you. But no, my people would rather not say a word and then come on and complain to
with you guys?
152,000 people who can't do a damn thing about it. And then Terry Studio has to read about it the next day, and I always take up for them. But the other guy, the beef also was that his soda glasses sat there empty. The waitress didn't come and automatically refill them or even, I guess, ask whether they wanted another refill. But I don't know what the policy is. This isn't, like Denny's and Chili's do free refills on sodas. What's the policy now? Like here, do you do a free soda refill?
It depends on the
restaurant. Imagine up front, maybe, but back here, maybe not.
I mean, here we do free refills.
Okay. If it comes out of a fountain, they usually do. Yeah, if it's a can, they don't. But again, you can always ask. I'm sorry. Look, yesterday our server was in the weeds. It was freaking Mother's Day. So it took a while, but we didn't complain. We were like, and he came and he did what we, like I didn't go online bitching about it. It's freaking Mother's Day.
All right. I didn't mean to get into the Tropical Acres controversy of the day, but they understand that any publicity is good publicity. Because again, I can't believe that after 75 years, there's still people who've never been there. And if you're one of those, I suggest today is the day, because even though it's the day after Mother's Day, it is the traditional start of their summer twin lobster special. 2 pound and a quarter lobsters straight from the North Atlantic. They're in today. $39 for 2 lobsters, same price as last year. Nothing for you guys to complain about on the group.
Exactly.
Because it's the same price and you still get it with a salad and a side dish. Unbelievable deal. You can also get the great prime rib and the filet mignon. If you go with a companion, you get the surf and turf, 2 dishes. It's like for $80. And then you throw in Monday and Tuesday night, tonight, half price wine night. You can get out of there for like $100 for surf and turf with a bottle of wine. That's incredible. That's why I love Tropical Acres. Quality, service, value. They've been doing it for 75 years. 2500 Griffin Road, open every week, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays, but they will be open for Father's Day. And if you want to get in the reservations book now, why not? Never too early to think ahead. Give them a call, 954-989-2500. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, we are here at Renzo's Pizzeria, Restaurant, Bar, and Grill. Coming back, we'll have more with Paulo, more with Lorenzo. As Renzo's hanging out, turned over the reins to his grandchildren.
We can have him back, have him for the big finish.
And we'll wrap things up. Maybe Renzo will join us once again. We'll wrap things up here from Renzo's on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox after this.
One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York-style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-face smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you.
We're back on the Lunchbox at Renzo's at Boca with Renzo, the man himself. Before we wrap up, Renzo, a couple of quick notes here, program notes and others. J&C Oyster Hollywood, they had a big weekend. And again, I had my visiting niece and goddaughter. They went in there over the weekend. They had a fantastic meal. They are just killing it there.
That's great.
2035 Harrison Street. We love
Yeah, they do a
Chef
great job.
Raheem and Monica, and of course we met George last week during our broadcast, and go in there and get the fried chicken, get some of those grilled oysters, that hamachi appetizer. Michelle was saying she wanted to just hold up the plate and just start licking that hamachi appetizer. Again, they're open from Wednesday through Sunday at 2035 Harrison Street. And we got to talk about the upcoming week. We got a very busy week, including Wednesday. We're going to be at our friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market in Hollywood, 4191 North State Road 7. They're open 7 days a week. DelawareChicken.com is the website. And again, now that we've got graduation season and playoffs in full swing, you're going to be having pool parties, Memorial Day coming up. We're going to be in there Wednesday gearing up for the summer barbecue season, and you should get in there today. Load up on all the fresh, great poultry, the chickens, whole roasters. They got wings, they got drumsticks, they got breasts, whatever you want. And, of course, they've got steaks, pork, the seafood and fish selection unbeaten. Go in there, see our friends Jose and Jean at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, and tomorrow we're going to be with our friend Tuan at Miso. Oh, no, not yet. Don't get rid of that. I'm not done eating there. Tuesday at Miso Japanese Tapas. They are open for lunch, so come out and meet us. We're going to be sitting down with Tuan. He's a great chef and good Japanese and sushi. And then Thursday with our friend at Heritage Italian.
One and only Reno Sorbonne.
Panthers
must be dancing
fan.
Away after this weekend. What a weekend for the Cats.
Looks like the Panthers-Rangers Eastern Conference final matchup might be happening.
Inching closer.
We're all, again, grateful for the referee who just completely blew the call last night on that goal, that equalizing goal. All right, Renzo, thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us.
You've raised a really good progeny
your
and
boys
grandchildren. They're doing a great job.
I love my
and I meant to ask them, but I want to ask you, because a lot of times when we go to family businesses, sometimes kids are involved, sometimes kids aren't. Well, that's just something you, from an early age, they were just always around it. You push it on them.
In my business. And my kids, I remember my first daughter was in a playpen in the back of my pizzeria in East Islip.
And did she like spinning the dough or playing like Play-Doh, literally with the dough?
They grew up, my kids and my grandchildren, in this business, so it's in their blood,
And that's nice. But some, I guess, parents or some people in the restaurant business now say, I don't want my kids involved. It's too hard. It's too long hours. You think it's great?
My kids, I don't have to say, don't do this. They just want to do it.
That's nice. It's in the blood.
My daughters, they're all in the restaurant business.
Oh, wow.
My second daughter is in another restaurant.
That's fantastic.
My youngest daughter is just manage a bagel store,
So you must be very proud.
I'm proud of my kids and my grandchildren, and they all love this business. And, it's my legacy. They're going to keep it doing.
That's nice. Well, you deserve all the success that you have, and you also deserve a nice, relaxing summer holiday vacation in Sicily. You looking for, what's the first thing you do when you get back? Do you just see all your family?
An espresso right at the airport.
A real one, right? Now, in Italy, it's basically against the law to order a cappuccino after 11 in the morning.
So if I want a
It's just
cappuccino now, would you kick me out?
No, it's not illegal. It's just they look at you after you have a nice meal.
Right. You're supposed to have an espresso with a sambuca.
Sambuca, we don't use it much like, they do in the country, with the sambuca, with the espresso. It's a culture, you finish your dinner, you have a coffee. You don't order cappuccino.
Not a cappuccino. That's
after a big meal, you put that thing,
too heavy.
Hot milk in your stomach. It's kind of black. You digest.
What do you have? Do you have grappa? What do you?
Grappa. You have a nice grappa. Not even sweet stuff, but the grappa is the right thing.
Digestive. It makes everything settle down. You guys know how to live over there.
It's a different.
Have you trained them in Boca yet?
No, yeah.
Give it another 30 years.
Too much with the mall. Yeah. They run to the mall every day.
Oh, man. Renzo, it's been a true pleasure and honor. Thank you. I think Gordon Ramsay had it right. He was onto something. That guy maybe knows a thing or two about food. So
he knows his business. Yes. It was very touched that he came to me.
And I can't wait to finish this beautiful chicken piccata. That's why I didn't let you snatch the plate away. It's so good. Can't waste
Let
a
me
drop.
warm it up for you.
Oh
because
yeah.
it's-
Oh, that's the old school hospitality
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
want me to eat anything cold.
Yeah.
Bless you. All right. Enjoy your break. Again, thanks again to Paolo and Lorenzo and everybody here at Renzo's. Come on out here if you've never been
It's fantastic.
in the Boca area. Great corridor up here. We got our friend Tom's with his Louisiana
Yes,
kitchen right
yes.
down the road. I might have to do a double header bang bang.
Yeah, I
one of
may
these
follow you over there. Say hey to
nights.
Tom.
Again, 6900 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been our pleasure to be here. We'll see everybody tomorrow out at Miso Japanese Tapas in the Progresso Village neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale. And until then, enjoy every pizza, pasta, wing, tiramisu, cannoli, and enjoy every sandwich.
Thank you.